Everybody, it's your girl Cherie here from the 10K Project. We're also saying hello to everybody on YouTube and on Facebook and everywhere we are live streaming. Hello, welcome to the 10K Project. We are the largest community of Black investors or investors who actively fund Black-owned businesses. Tawana, can you take over for a second, please?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight is our new and prospective member orientation. So it is that moment where we'll kind of review what it is we do, and then you get to ask us anything. We know that we put out a lot of content, and sometimes people are not sure what exactly do they do. And so tonight is that night where we will answer all of your questions, let you know exactly what our mission is, how you can benefit from it, and be able to walk you through our knowledge center so that you know where to get the content that you're looking for. If you're a member, if you're still thinking about a member, we'll show you that system so that you can see all that is in store for you if in fact you decide to join us. All right, we'll give a few minutes for others to come in. I know Cherie said we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook.
Hey everybody, I'm back. Hello Instagram, hello YouTube, hello Facebook, and hello Zoom. Hope you are well today.
We are in all the places tonight. All right.
We're in multiple places. I know that I'm working on, there's a program that lets us record or live stream directly from my desktop to Instagram. I downloaded it. I haven't tested it yet. So as soon as I can get that tested, then we'll be live streaming in more places.
Nice.
But for now, my Instagram family, you'll just have to hear me, and hopefully you can hear Tawana as well as possible this evening. So this is new and prospective member orientation here. And what we're going to do tonight is introduce you to the 10K Project, and also just walk you through some of the, the Knowledge Center and some of the other things that we have within the 10K Project. And I apologize. I thought I had pulled all of this stuff up, but apparently I hadn't. So we're going to do this a little bit more on the fly tonight, but I do have my notes here from last time. So let's get started because it is 6:03. Okay. So hi, everybody. My name is Cherie. I am the CEO of the 10K Project, and the 10K Project got started. So just give you a little backstory. It got started because I am a business plan writer. I've been one for over 10 years now. I've helped companies with writing their business plans, and usually people come to me because they want to raise money from banks or angel investors. So I'm successfully doing this. People are successfully raising money, and other ethnicities were able to go to frat brother, friends, different people in their network in order to raise hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. But people from our community were having a difficult time because they didn't have those types of networks naturally. People who could write a $50,000 check, and you get 10 people that could write $50,000 checks, and there you go, you got $500,000 to start your business. And nobody's calling you at 2:00 the next morning about the 50, right? We typically didn't have that. So 3 years ago, now it's been 4 years now, Tawana.
It has been 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, I started saying to this group of people, hey, if 10,000 of us get together and we each put in just $100, that's $1 million. We can start funding our own businesses, because I was getting this constantly from Black entrepreneurs that they just were not able to get funded. And one day in a Zoom meeting with 5 people, I said it, I think I got on Tawana's nerve because I said it probably one too many times. And Tawana looked at me and said, "When are you going to do something about that?" And I said, "I can't do it alone." And from that meeting birthed the 10K project because Tawana and the other three individuals became the original founding members. So, Tawana, introduce yourself and tell people how you got started and why you got started.
Yeah, so my name is Tawana Rivers. I'm the Chief Operating Officer, and thank you all for joining us again. And as Cherie stated, Cherie, I'll start here. Cherie is this amazing, innovative thinker, right? And in this group we were in, there wasn't a week that went by that she wouldn't share a great idea with the universe, right? In hopes that someone would take it and do it. Like that became habit. She would say, somebody should do blah, blah, blah. And like she'd throw this great idea out for someone. Hopefully, I hope the someones of the world grab that information, because I'm telling you, she was doing it every single week. This particular one, she kept repeating, because she would kind of say the others and put it out there in the universe, and then you wouldn't hear about those again, right? This particular one, she would kind of keep repeating. And so it probably was one time too many for me, where I was like, when are you going to do something about it? Because we keep hearing about it. And when she said, I can't do it by myself, it was almost like, well, you don't have to do it by yourself. Like, that's not a thing, right? You've got us. We're here for you. And so it was a natural transition into doing this. I'm a corporate America, 30-year veteran by trade, human resource professional. And this fits very nicely into what my skill set is, because I've been taking care of people, right, my entire career. The difference is now we truly get to empower them, right? And so that is the amazing thing about what we're doing here. And I've been feeling a little antsy, right? Corporate America for 30 years, feeling like, what's my purpose? What's the legacy I'm going to leave? And so now I do this amazing thing with 10K Project, where we are truly educating our people on how they can be better, right? It's really just that simple. We're not making any promises of grandiose riches or anything like that. We're simply giving information that will allow people who want it to be better than they were when they arrived here at the 10K Project. And we do that by bringing you amazing Black entrepreneurs and professionals who are doing great things that have built them wealth, right? And so when we bring them here, we're not bringing them in front of you to brag about the wealth they built. We're bringing them in front of you to help you learn how also to be successful in those areas. So our guests are oftentimes giving us the blueprints on how to succeed. And so we are, what I believe is we are making a difference in how generational wealth will be built down the line. For Black entrepreneurs, we decided to highlight you guys because Cherie's experience did show it in all the other stats that you are underfunded, right? You have a harder time getting the same funding other people get. Oftentimes we have better business models, right? More innovative business models. Work as hard as anyone else, oftentimes 10 times harder, because that's what they told us we had to do, right? And you still can't get the money you need to be great. And so, for the Black entrepreneurs, our job is to help you find that funding. We do it through equity crowdfunding, where we bring you the crowd, right? So we'll talk a little bit about equity crowdfunding and what it is and how 10K kind of assists in that area. But ultimately, that's what we're doing here. We're helping the Black entrepreneur grow their business, get the capital they need. And for the investor who wants to invest Black, we are also helping you build wealth by investing in these early stage companies. And the Jobs Act of 2012 allows us to do this. It's an act that Obama signed into law that allows everyday people like all of us to invest in startups. So you don't have to be accredited to be part of 10K Project. If you are accredited, you are welcome here as well, because all accredited people still want to learn. They still want to grow their businesses. They still want to be exposed to some of the alternative investment opportunities that we have. So we welcome anyone here that wants to invest Black and who loves Black people as much as we do. So you don't have to be Black to invest Black, but you do need to believe that Black entrepreneurs can scale and grow and be unicorn companies and IPO and all those amazing things, right? To help you build wealth.
Absolutely. So, what I'm going to do today is break down this conversation into the three groups of people that we bring together. So, the first group are investors, and I'm going to share different things with you with regards to being an investor, how you make money, um, from the investor side, what the Bet on Black pitch looks like, some of the things you may want to listen for within the Bet on Black pitch. We're also going to go to the Knowledge Center, and I'm going to show you around the Knowledge Center so that you know how to effectively use it. And then for anybody who's a prospective member, I'm also going to show you the 10K project page and the two options you have for membership. Okay. And then we're going to talk to the entrepreneurs, and you can be both an investor and an entrepreneur. We're going to talk about the Bet on Black pitch from the entrepreneur side. And then the third group of people we bring together are experts. If you're a CPA, an attorney, construction person, what will happen is, let's say we have a company that raises $1 million. Usually, 90% of the time in any business that I have ever worked with, they are looking to hire people, whether full-time, part-time, or for contract work. Why not have people who are raising money from the community hire from the community? But if they don't know who you are, then they're not going to be able to potentially ask you so that you can have a chance to be in the running. So that's how we're going to separate or discuss tonight. That's the agenda for this evening. What I want to start with is, I know I keep talking about the Snoop example, but it's just the best example to talk about how investors make money. And this has ultimately been how the rich get richer, but how we're able to now take advantage of this. So Snoop did very well with Robinhood investment. Y'all put a 1 in the chat if you know what Robinhood is. And hello to everybody on Instagram, YouTube. Please like the button. Please subscribe as well, Facebook, etc. Put a 1 in the chat if you are familiar with Robinhood. It is an investment app. Okay, perfect. I'm seeing the ones coming through. Well, Snoop, back in 2014, invested in Robinhood. And I do want to say that neither Tawan and I are financial advisors, so this is for informational purposes. So please seek investment advice from your financial advisor. But let's talk about what Snoop did and how we're able to do it. So in 2014, the Robinhood app had not made any money. They were in beta, meaning that they hadn't really released their product to anybody, but they decided to raise a couple $1 million. And two of the people that they raised money from was Snoop and Nas. And if anyone knows Nas's story, Nas has apparently made $70 million from doing the type of investing that we're doing. I think he's made more money from investing in the way that he's doing and we're doing than he has from his rap career, but I don't know how much money he's made in his rap career. I wasn't able to find that out, and I really didn't look that hard. So, we'll see. But anyway, so what happened in 2014 is Robinhood had some traction with regards to people being interested in their business and in their app. People were interested because they had a competitive advantage. If before Robinhood, and some of you who are like Gen Zers may not know this, but there was a time where you had to pay big money every time you traded. There was a time when you actually had to go to a brokerage. You had to go in someplace in order to trade stock, or you had to call a broker on the phone. Like, we've come a long way with technology. But Robinhood found a competitive advantage, and they were raising money in order to grow their business, get the coders that they need, and things like that. And over the course of from 2014 to 2021, they raised a total of $5.6 billion with a B, over 25 rounds of funding. They did something called an IPO. It was in July of 2021. I'm sorry. And at the time that they did their IPO, and IPO means that they put their shares on the stock market. 18 million accounts had been funded. They had 17.7 million active monthly users, and they had grown the business significantly. Okay, $81 billion of assets under custody. You may say, okay, Cherie, what does this have to do with making money and how Snoop made money? Well, because they had grown so much from 2014 to 2021, in 2014, Snoop bought shares for 19.54 cents. At the end of the IPO day, the shares are worth $34.82. And what that means is if Snoop had purchased, let's say, $20,000 worth of shares in 2014, they were worth $3.4 million at the end of IPO day. Okay, so what happens with these companies is that they'll raise money, and sometimes they need to raise multiple rounds of money in order to get to wherever they want to go. And then they do something called an exit. And the exit can be an IPO, meaning that they're going to be on the stock market. And we have had Black entrepreneurs come to the Bet on Black pitch and say that that is their goal. Sometimes they would choose to sell their company, and selling their company is not a bad thing, right? We've had Bet on Black entrepreneurs say, hey, I'm growing this company. In the next 7 to 10 years, I'm going to sell it. And some of the companies from the Bet on Black pitch did not say they were going to sell their companies, but I could see acquisition target like totally for them, right? So you may say, well, who's going to buy these companies? And people buy companies for other companies for billions of dollars, right? A lot of people don't know that Fortune 500 companies will buy companies. So Google, Facebook, but companies you may not think of either, or as well, purchase other companies. And they do that oftentimes because they're on the stock market and they need to show growth in order to grow their shares. They don't start companies in order to get growth. A lot of times they can't penetrate more markets unless they go internationally or something like that. So what they'll do is they'll buy businesses from other entrepreneurs like us.
Right.
The
And I'll
third
just
way,
add, it's
okay,
oftentimes cheaper to buy a business that excels in an area you want to enter into than to build that area from the ground up. And so
yes.
small companies are prime for acquisition because of that.
Yeah, and some companies innovate on something that the big business needs that will make their processes more efficient or get them into new markets, et cetera. Another way that companies will exit and we'll get our money back is they make so much money that they do dividend distributions. Many of you have heard of that before. So, and then sometimes the fourth popular way is a stock buyback. So the company may say, hey, we want to remain private, but we have so much cash that we're going to buy back the shares from the other shareholders that are out there. So that is how you make money within the shares that you are purchasing, because we do something called equity crowdfunding here, which means I would say 80% of the Bet on Black pitches, 85% of them have been for shares or for future shares in a business. And then 15 to 20% have been for debt. Debt is somebody comes in and says, I'll pay you 8%. I've done 2 debt deals, and one of them is already paying me back. So, so we'll have a little bit of both with regards to those as well. So how is this done? This is done through something Tawana alluded to it, the Jobs Act of 2012. This is governed by the Securities and Exchange Commission and FINRA. And I am going to show everybody, just because you tend to learn more when you are reading something and hearing it as well. So I'm just going to share this one slide here. So the way that it works within the 10K project is that an entrepreneur will work with an SEC and FINRA approved portal, equity crowdfunding portal, in order to raise money. Some of the most popular ones are WeFunder and Republic. However, there's a Black one now, Seed at the Table, and there is hopefully another Black one coming. And then the third Black one is By the Block. So, we are starting to really get into this here. And companies can raise anywhere from $10,000 to $5 million. And then as an investor, every week, we feature a Black-owned business as part of our Bet on Black pitch. Yeah, it's kind of like Black Shark Tank, but it's so much more than that. And I'm going to let Tawana actually talk about what happens at the Bet on Black pitch. But once the person has presented their business to us, then investors, you are able to review all the documents. We show you where the documents are. You get the links to them. There are some documents that are required by the SEC to be filled out by the entrepreneur. There are other pieces of information that are placed on the, it's called the campaign page, that are placed on the campaign page by the entrepreneur and the portal. You review all of that information. And then if you like that company as an individual, then you invest in that company as an individual. So this is not a fund. This is not groupthink. You're putting together a portfolio of companies that over the 7 to 10 year time frame, you are hoping that you have enough companies that a few of them will really do well. And that's how angel investing works. So if the company makes it big, then the investors or the crowd share in the profits. And if that company doesn't work out, it doesn't mean that it's fraud or anything like that. It just means that the idea didn't work for whatever reason. And we still continue to support our Black entrepreneurs because this is how the other ethnicities are doing it. They understand that out of 10 companies that they invest in, 6 of them are going to fail, 3 of them are going to give them their money back, and 1 of them is going to be the billion-dollar unicorn. It doesn't matter what ethnicity we all are playing by the same laws of angel investing. So before you go, Tawana, Lamar is asking, what are the benefits of investing in a future shares opportunity? So I'll take this one if you want, Tawana. Okay, so there is something called a SAFE out there. Oh, I always forget what the S stands for. But the FE stands for future equity. Well, anyway.
It was right there, and I just
lost my tongue. Yes, I said it like yesterday too, and then all of a sudden, I'm just drawing a blank. But anyway, here's the benefit, the number one benefit of it. Whenever a company is raising money, they have to do something called a valuation. And a valuation says how much their shares are worth, okay? If the company then needs to raise another round of money, they have to raise it at a value that is greater than us at the ground level, right? Sometimes what happens is if that company is what they call pre-revenue or it's too early and they set a valuation, and valuation is part art, part science, right? And then they go to their second round of funding and they cannot exceed that valuation, then we lose money because the initial shares were valued too high. So what a strong business coach will do or valuation coach will say to an entrepreneur, don't set a valuation right now. Offer your people can get shares for future equity. And then what happens is, let's say the shares are worth $1 2 years from now when the valuation is finally set, then we can get the shares at a discount. It could be 80 cents per share, 85 cents per share, et cetera. So uh, I want to say, and that's a great question, Lamar. Thank you so much for asking that. That is actually helping us as entrepreneurs, sorry, as investors at the end of the day.
Right.
So you're welcome. You're
And
welcome. Go
SAFE
ahead.
does stand for Simple Agreement of Future Equity.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that like taped to my
Yeah.
forehead in here too. Go ahead, Tawana. Did you want to talk any more about the Bet on Black pitch from the investor's perspective?
Yes. So from the investor perspective, it's an opportunity to have an intimate conversation with the founder of these companies. Um, I always say that I hate that we named it a Bet on Black pitch, because when you think pitch, you think 3 minutes, right? And that is so not what this is. I mean, last night we spent almost an hour and a half with last night's founder, really talking about her business model and her future goals and all of that. And just think about, for those who may have invested in Google and Facebook and all of that, what it would be like to have a conversation with Zuckerberg, to be able to say, hey, what you think about doing with the business in 5 years, right? And that's what we're doing with these founders. We're really spending time with them, asking them anything that we may need to know or better understand about their industry, about their business goals, about their philosophies. So we're not even just learning about their business. We're oftentimes walking away knowing more about that industry as a whole and where they fit. And so it's a great opportunity to really drill down, to get to meet the founder that you are thinking about adding to your portfolio, right? I know that if I would have been able to ask questions to some of the things I invested in on the stock market, my portfolio would look different, right? Because some of the things I just guessed, right? Or somebody said it was a good idea and I just went along with the crowd. But now I'm able to really learn about what I'm investing in, and educate myself even better. So from an investor standpoint, I think it's a priceless experience. And for anyone who's a member, we even have some member testimonials on the website where a couple of them talk specifically about the Bet on Black pitches. And so you can, go there for yourself and see what the members are actually saying about it. But it is a great time to get to know the entrepreneurs. And for the, we talked about it from the investor standpoint, but what I'm learning is from the entrepreneur standpoint, the founder that's pitching to us. I think it actually gives them an opportunity to talk more about some of their, they're not on guard, right? It's really like you're having a conversation. We all went in the living room at the family reunion and just started talking, because you can tell they're not as corporate, right, as they sometimes need to be when they're having these fundraising conversations. And they're still staying very true to the rules, because there are rules they have to follow. They can't make promises and all of that stuff, but they are more relaxed when they're talking with us. And so I think we learn more about what they're doing because of that. And so it becomes this great exchange. The investors get to ask, like I said, anything they want. We stay until all questions are answered. I have not had a founder yet say, maybe one had a hard stop. So we've been doing these pitches since the first Tuesday in March, and we've only had one that had a hard stop and they just couldn't stay late. But all the other founders, they have stayed until the last question was answered. They have, in some situations, given their personal phone numbers if people have extra questions. People in the community have given them ideas, and they have walked away saying, I didn't think about that. Let me write that down. I'm going to take that back to my team, and we're going to see how we can make that work. We've had people, say, can you be a consultant for us? we've had people say, hey, when you look to hire, this is something I do. They've connected and exchanged information. So these pitches have become like the heartbeat of 10K Project. They started off just being this extra thing we did, but they have truly turned into the heartbeat of what we do. And the founders are so grateful. And to be able to wake up the next day and see their progress from the night before and see how many people had already invested in them, and to watch the numbers grow and know that 10K made a difference in that campaign. It has truly been a wonderful thing to see.
Yeah. And I will say one more thing. So we prefer for people to attend live, but we understand that you may not be able to. So live is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, but you may be working, have kids, etc. Completely understand. We send the replays 3 times during the week. So the first is the night of. I usually stay up late on Tuesday to get it rendered and get it out to you. Then we also send it on Wednesday night so that you can watch the replay. And then we also send it on Thursday with our twice a week newsletter. So we also, if you join today, for example, if you're a prospective member, is once we tag you in the system as a member, any of the open campaigns on Mondays and Thursdays, you get the listing of all of the open campaigns, as well as all of the Bet on Black pitches that have happened. So you're able to go back and fill your portfolio with companies that, have been open or are still open out there. And just because a campaign is open doesn't mean it's bad. We have a lot of great campaigns out there that still have extra room for investors.
And I'll even, can I just jump in for a moment? Campaigns are allowed to raise money up to the 5 million in a 12-month period. So some campaigns stay open for 6-7 months, right? Trying to get to that maximum raise. They may visit us early in their campaign, and so they still have much time to go left in the campaign. So, when Cherie says that there are some out there in our newsletter that are still open, we definitely want you to look at those if you are a new member or prospective member and thinking about joining, because those, were some really awesome companies that are still looking to raise money. That's the cool thing about equity crowdfunding. It's not like this small window of time. And when I'm vetting the companies that come to pitch with us, if they're at the end of their campaign, I pass on them, because I know that we need, as a community, a certain amount of time to embrace, right, spending this money, right, and so
not spending, allocating.
That's right, allocating, yes. And we also need time to do our due diligence. And so I very rarely select a campaign that has less than even 60 days left. I like to go even further than that. Occasionally, there'll be one that may have 3, like some of the debt deals, because they're shorter windows. A lot of those may have like 4 weeks left, and we'll go ahead and bring those on, because the deal is a little different and the vetting process is different and the terms of the agreement are different. We allow some of those to come in with shorter periods of time. But for the equity deals, I really do look at the campaigns that have several months left.
And I want to say to anybody in Zoom or YouTube or even Instagram here, if you have questions, let us know. This is an opportunity for you to ask us questions. The next thing I'm going to do is make one statement here and then show you the Knowledge Center. So I went to a place called Angel University. It's run by a guy named Jason Calacanis. Yes, there is such a thing as Angel University, where angel investors get together to learn how to be better angel investors. And one of the things that was taught to us during Angel University is you want to build a portfolio of companies. The minimum number of companies you want to have in your portfolio for angel investing to really work for you as an asset class is 25 companies. But you're a member for life of the 10K project once you get in. Minimum is $100 for our basic package. That could be spread out over 2, 3, 4 years. We don't necessarily think that you have to invest in everything you see in year one, even though I've spoken with a lot of members who said they had to like pause watching the Bet on Black pitches because everybody is good. I will say you will have more than enough opportunities, but 25 minimum. But he also said when you get to 100, that is when 100 companies in your portfolio, that is when you have a greater chance of success as an angel investor. So again, that may be over a 10-year period for you, doing 10 projects a year. But these are long-term investments. I would suggest you not expect anything back for 7 to 10 years. Do not use your mortgage money or the children's college fund or anything like that that you are going to need. Make sure that you are being fiscally responsible with this. But this is an asset class that's available to us just like anything else that's out there. So then let's talk about the Knowledge Center. So this is our Knowledge Center. This is the inside of the Knowledge Center here. Every Bet on Black pitch is also located in the Knowledge Center. So if you are, you choose not to wait for the Monday and Thursday newsletters, you can come to the Knowledge Center and you are able to click here, the view all, and you can see all of the Bet on Black pitches that have been done. This is something else that I put in on Tuesday evenings once we have the Bet on Black pitch. We also have other things within here as well, other financial literacy and equity crowdfunding training. So our Family Wealth Challenge, we have Black economic stuff. We also have here our Bet on Black investor training over here to the right. So you're able to see the training that we have, the 101 training, as well as the 22 questions that professional investors ask. We have other stuff here. You're also able within the search bar to, let's say you want to learn about opportunity zones. I put an opportunity in the search bar. Everything that has opportunity in it is included here. So you're able to find things easily. The other thing that I want to show you is, that's our expert directory. Some of you may ask some of you may ask, how do you upgrade your membership? And I'm going to have Tawana talk about the upgrade in membership here and what is a part of those packages. But what you do is you come into the Knowledge Center. If you're already a member, click on My Account, and you see where it says Upgrade to Platinum Membership here. That is what you press in order to upgrade to a Platinum membership. And if you've already, you won't be able to enter the Knowledge Center unless you're already a member, but that is the way that you can upgrade your membership. So I want to make sure everyone knows that as well. Tawana, why don't you share a little bit about the upgraded membership and Calvin at Freeman Capital?
Absolutely. I'll start with just saying, we have many people in our community that just watch us on YouTube and Facebook for the free content. And while that's some really good information that we're putting out there, the real magic happens when you become a member, right? So that's when you get access to the member-only content. So some of those true wealth building webinars, those are only going to be offered to members. The Knowledge Center that Cherie just showed you, that's only available to members. And then, and some of the special guest content is obviously only open to members. And the ability to put your information, your skills and or profession in the Knowledge Center so that you can get business from it, that's only a member benefit. So we've got the gold package, gold membership, that includes access to all of the member-only content, access to the Knowledge Center, allows you to put your information in the database. So if you're an accountant, so you can put your information, create your profile so that if someone else is coming into the 10K project looking for an accountant, guess what? Your name pops up, they click on your name, they reach out to you, they hire you, you've now monetized this membership, right? So that's one way. You also get access to all of the Bet on Black pitches. That's the only way you get to come to those. So that's the gold membership. That's $100 lifetime. I'll say that again, $100 for life, right? And that gives you access to all of that information. You get access to historic content that's in that knowledge center also. So it's not from the day you start. You get everything we've done since we started. For those members, and Cherie just kind of talked about this a little bit when she said, you know, you want to be fiscally responsible with your investments, but the goal is to build this portfolio. We knew that we also needed to provide members with ways they can earn disposable income, save money better, become healthier financially. So increase your credit scores and have, you know, create your side hustles or whatever that is. So a lot of what we're doing here is really about all of those things, right? Packaged under financial wellness. But we knew that we needed to do a little more to help people get to that state of financial wellness. So we partnered with Freeman Capital. Calvin Freeman is Calvin Williams is the CEO and founder of Freeman Capital. And we partnered with his company to offer the platinum package, which is everything that comes with the gold package, plus 6 months of financial planning from this Black-owned financial planning company. We are told that from members who have upgraded to this, that they had recently received a quote for less than 6 months from a financial planner, and they were going to be charged $4,000. So we're offering 6 months of financial planning for just $347. If you're already a gold member and you upgrade, you only pay the difference of $247, right? So that's for members, $247 for 6 months of financial planning. For non-members, if you come in at that upgraded tier, only $347. And the feedback we've received already from the members who have upgraded or selected that tier, they're so excited about what they're getting. Because it's a 6-month program, we're kind of waiting until they're 3 months in to try to get the testimonial so that they can give us a lot of good information. But I'm receiving feedback from many of them verbally or via email, and they are so excited. The process upon which Freeman Capital takes them through is truly one that starts with mindset shift, right? So they're not going right into the what do you owe? Who do you owe? How much money do you have? They're not going there first. They're really talking about money. They're talking about behaviors. They have exercises. So there's like, you know, homework and all kind of stuff they're doing. I mean, like, this is truly a very, very detailed process and plan that they're going through to help them get to a point of wealth building. They get a wealth building plan at the end of it. It's unlimited access to your financial planner. So in this 6 months, if you want to talk to them every day, you can. This is not just 3 calls for 6 months, right? They made it very, and what's interesting is we started off just with 3 months. So it was the guys at Freeman Capital that said, we want to do more. We want to do more for our people. And so they increased it to 6 months, which was wonderful. So I'm hoping that people select that option, because I truly believe it's going to help people get to financial freedom faster. A lot of times we spin our wheels trying to figure out how to decrease debt, how to get out of debt. I know even on my own personal get out of debt journey, I toyed with the how to pay the cards off for about a week, and I was finally just pay something, right? I was like, do you pay the lowest interest rate? Do you pay the lowest balance? I did that for a week. I read every article on the internet. 50% of them said pay the interest rate low. 50% of them said pay the lowest balance. Finally, I said, Tawana, just pay something, right? Just do something. But I always giggle because it's like, had I had a financial planner as I was going through some of my beginning journeys, life would have been a lot easier. I would have had some good guidance instead of contradictory guidance going to Professor Google. So we really think the guys at Freeman Capital are adding value. So, if you're interested, if you're not already a member and you're interested, consider going right into that one. And if you are a member, consider upgrading if you feel like you just need an extra boost to help get to financial freedom.
I believe that you will love the gentleman at Freeman Capital. And if you are still skeptical or you just want to know, like, who is this Calvin Williams guy again? If you go to our YouTube page and you put in Calvin Williams, he has been on our YouTube twice. And I think I'm going to try to book him for January of 2022 so that we could get our financials off to a good start. So I'm going to be reaching out to him in the next week or so to get on his calendar because he's so darn busy, but he's busy serving you. So we're going to try to snag him. So we're going to only take another 15 minutes to go through the entrepreneur and the expert side. That takes a lot less time for us to do. So with regards to entrepreneurs, some of you are wondering how you can be featured as a Bet on Black pitch presenter. And Tawana is actually the one that handles that. Before I turn the reins over to Tawana, though, I do want to show you on our website here. You want to come to our website, the10kproject.com, and click Pitch Your Business. And then if you go down to the bottom of the page, it asks you which statement below best describes you. If you have an active equity crowdfunding campaign, you click this here. This information goes directly to Tawana so that she knows you have an active campaign. You're also tagged in our system. If you don't have an active campaign, that's fine. What we do is Tawana keeps your information, and we also send you a lot of information with regards to how to get yourself to a point where you will have an active campaign. So with that, I'm going to toss it over to Tawana to talk about the Bet on Black pitch process from the entrepreneur point of view.
So as Cherie stated, you do have to have an active campaign to pitch with us. And having an active campaign is defined by you have a campaign actively going on a FINRA approved portal. There are over 60 FINRA approved portals. As Cherie stated a little earlier, Seat at the Table is, and that's Seed at the Table is a new Black owned portal. Crowd Wall Street is one that is awaiting approval. We Buy the Block is one. Lynn Smith typically does real estate, but her portal has some other deals on there. And then you have some of the big boys, right? WeFunder, Start Engine, Republic, Net Capital. You've got some new ones, Pick Me, Title III. So there are quite a few out there to pick from, right? If you have a campaign going live on a FINRA approved portal, then we will consider you. I typically interview the founder. The founder or co-founder does have to be Black. I mean, we highlight Black entrepreneurs. So that is our target demographic that we are working to help fund. In a couple of years, will we open that up to something else? Maybe. But I would imagine in a couple of years, we'll still have the same issue with Black founders being underrepresented and raising the capital that they need. And so we interview the founder, we learn about the project. I do some due diligence to better understand the industry, the product, how innovative it is. I research to determine if you're solving a problem that truly needs to be solved. Also looking at the competitors in that field, right? Is it a saturated market, or is this truly something really unique? Because remember, on the investor side, they're building a portfolio, right? So everyone we present to them needs to be diversified so that they can fit in their portfolio. And I don't know what people already have in their portfolio, but what I'm doing is I'm diversifying the portfolio being built if you started in March 2nd, right, of the first pitch. So I look at all of the things that we've brought to you and I say, okay, let's have diversification within this portfolio of 10K Bet on Black pitches. And then hopefully people can pick and choose and fit nicely in theirs. So I think I look at all of that. And then we make a determination. There is a fee to pitch to 10K. That fee currently sits at $500. It will increase in January of 2022. And we had it set at $500 because we wanted proof of concept, and we have proven the concept. Black founders need money, and Black investors, or people who want to invest Black, have shown that they are willing to invest Black and come to the 10K project to do that. So that fee will go up in January. We typically book out about a month or two. We have the calendar scheduled. So I think I only have, actually, as of last night, I had 3 slots available, but I've got now 2 slots as of today available left for the end of the year. So we do fill up fast on the calendar. And from that entrepreneur standpoint, you get to present in front of our membership body, which currently sits at right at about 2,000 people that have paid at least the $100 gold plan, right? And so you get a target audience already wrapped nicely in a bow for you. You don't have to do a Facebook ad where you hope they click and then you funnel and do all of that stuff. You don't have to do that. We already know these people want to invest, and they want to invest Black. And so when you come to us, you already have the crowd needed to have a more successful crowdfunding campaign. And that's the value that we bring. That's the value that the Bet on Black pitches allow for.
Sorry, I'm having a cursor issue. So I will say, from an entrepreneur's point of view, that you want to, first of all, somebody asked a great question. Jonathan in YouTube asked about credit. Do you have to have good credit to join the program? So from an investor point of view, no, you do not have to have a good credit. But more importantly, from an entrepreneur point of view, no, you don't have to have good credit in order to raise capital this way. This is like the only place that I found, outside of having like a lot of wealthy friends, where you don't have to have good credit in order to raise capital this way. The other thing that I will say is, we've had some excellent pitches, and people within our community are attracted to your story. They are attracted to your vision. They want to know who's on your team and why your team is excellent. We have very smart people within the community, and there is always, always, always someone in the audience who knows your industry.
Yeah, that is still amazing to me.
Yeah,
how there is
every
always
single one.
someone in there. They'll ask the best question, like, how do they know that? And
Yeah.
they're in that industry.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, we've been all over the spectrum with industries, but there is someone in our community that has been an experience in everything we've presented so far.
So I will say, no matter what, be prepared. Be prepared when you come to the 10K project, because we are a loving community, and we are a supportive community, but you still have to know your numbers. You still have to know the answers to your questions. You still have to know who your competitors are, etc. Lamar is asking another great question. Do you have a team that vets the businesses? So
Lamar, we are the team. we are the team. I do some vetting, but it is the investor's responsibility to vet any business that you're investing in. Yeah. Even the portals, some of them do some vetting, some of them let anyone post. So I do some level of vetting, but the vetting I do is based on what I believe is necessary to determine if I would invest with them, right? So I'm doing several things to make that determination, but that still may not be the way you would vet a company that you're wanting to invest in. And so we make it very clear, we're the stage in this scenario. We're bringing the founder, the business, right? And the investor, and you guys get to meet each other and decide, do you want to go out on a first date? And that's all on how you make that determination, right? So making sure it's a legitimate business, making sure the industry is an industry that is potentially profitable, making sure that they are solving a problem, making sure they're real people, right? Making sure the business is registered, making sure they've got their Form C registered with the SEC, because the SEC does require that Form C that says you're able to sell a security. So if they are not legitimate, guess who's coming after them first? The SEC, right? That's why I love this space. We don't just let people come who have a great idea and they just want to raise money. We don't do that. Mm-hmm. We say you have to be on that FINRA approved portal, right? That allows for equity crowdfunding, because we do that because it gives that extra security layer that we need to make sure the SEC has eyes on this company. So if someone comes here with the flim flam, SEC's coming after them well before we can get to them, right? Yeah. And if we get to them first, we know who to call on them. So that's the vetting process, right? But every investor, no matter what you or I invest in, we need to do our own due diligence. So what we do here at the 10K Project is we teach the investors on how that works. So you saw when Cherie went through the Knowledge Center, she showed you that one document. It was 20 questions to ask. That's 20 questions investors ask before they make a determination on if they want a deal. When we start the Bet on Black pitches, the first thing we do is we go to the campaign page and we walk the community through that campaign page. We show them where everything is that they need to be looking for, right? To make sure that this is something that they want to put in their portfolio. So that is the level of vetting we do. But it essentially is the investor's responsibility. I hope I answered your question, Lamar.
Yes, I hope so. Staying okay. Thank you. Thanks, Lamar. Okay, so 4 minutes left. Experts. If you're a CPA, an accountant, a marketing person, construction person, there's something for you, right? I had mentioned before that, let's say we help a company raise $500,000. They're usually doing it in order to hire people, whether it's for full-time work, part-time work, or contract work. And usually during the Bet on Black pitch, they will say, these are the things we're doing with the money. And you can kind of gauge, okay, because sometimes they'll say, I'm hiring people, customer service people, et cetera. And we've had people say, I do that, can I reach out to you for an opportunity? But sometimes based on the other things they're saying, they may say they're doing something with a specific aspect of social media or something like that, then you can gauge, okay, that is something that I can help them with. So we have something called the expert directory here. You come back to the Knowledge Center, you click expert directory, and these are our beautiful experts. Anybody who is a paid member of the 10K Project is able to come in here and add yourself as one of our experts, right? So you as an entrepreneur, whether you're raising money through equity crowdfunding, or let's just say you're an investor and you're looking for somebody to assist you, I'm going to type in the search bar marketing here, and I'm able to see all of the marketers here. I'm going to go to Ebony, because Ebony has a great profile here. She is a launch, scale, and growth expert from Tampa. And this is her website. You're able to come down here, see all of her skills, and see her About Me page here, or About Me section. And let's say you like Ebony, you want to reach out to her. Well, you're able to click that connect button, type in your subject, your message, hit send, and it will say 10K Project connection request. So Ebony will know that you're not just some random person, that you found her through the 10K Project, and then she has the option to respond to you. And from there, you are able to connect, do your own due diligence with everyone who's in here as well, but hopefully you're able to do business, and hopefully you're able to get business. So that is how the expert section works. Tawana, anything else before we close up for today?
I'll just say also, no no expertise is too small, right? So you don't have to be an attorney or, a doctor to be in the expert directory. You can have customer service skills, right? You could have retail experience skills. There are going to be people looking for all levels of talent. And so all members are encouraged to put their information in the profile and complete it. And that's an initiative we'll have to circle back around to and kind of send reminders to people, because a lot of people join and they don't fill out their profile. And I think it's a missed opportunity because all skill sets are going to be needed and are appreciated.
Yeah, we do have our entrepreneurs that are raising capital and have raised capital that have come back to the expert directory. They've told Tawana that. So with that, that is our session for today. Lanisha saying very organized. Thank you, Lanisha. Really appreciate that. We tried our best. So if you have further questions, info@the10kproject.com is our email address. You're able to reach out to us. If you're not a member, I hope that we have said enough tonight, giving you an inside peek, and you decide right now to go to the10kproject.com, become a member, and you'll be able to attend next week's Bet on Black pitch. Thank you so much, Tawana. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear.
And let your family and friends know that, the 10K Project is here. Send them to our website. We would love to have everybody be a part of the 10K Project. So thank you. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, Zoom.